Welcome to this episode of Good, the Bad, and the Kaiju with your hosts, Mark and Sam. So, if you wish to follow us, the easiest thing to is go to our website, thegoodthebadtheodd.com, link to us via RSS feeds that way, iTunes. You can also follow us on Facebook. I keep up the Facebook account. I also keep up the Letterboxd account if you want to follow the reviews or post in there. Any feedback, just send it via either Facebook or to info@thegoodthebadtheodd.com. Right, over to this particular Kaiju. Sam, to you.
Okay. This week we were watching Godzilla Vs Mothra, the 1992 film, directed by Takao Okawara, and it was sort of the big reintroduction of Mothra into the Godzilla franchise.
Yeah. Do you think his design changed much?
Her design changed a bit. I think it was mostly they made a little bigger.
Yeah,
They
she
changed
looked
the
quite
wing
similar
size.
though, didn't they?
Yeah.
It wasn't a million miles away. Also, we get Batra in this one, don't
Yeah,
we?
the new monster Batra,
Which is like
a,
Mothra's sister?
an opposite to Mothra.
Yeah.
Mothra's like a guardian of Earth and defensive. Batra's like a guardian but offensive.
Yeah.
He's purely attack.
Yeah. This one was kind of rushed out. I think the last one was successful. I could be wrong, but I think the last one was quite successful, so they rushed out this one to cash on it. And you can't.
Yeah.
What do you think of the effects?
I think the effects were pretty good.
I actually think some of the effects were terrible, but some of them were very good, like you say. The particular sequence, the Indiana Jones type opening, that guy in a temple, it looked like a brick house, really, that was made up to look like a temple.
Yeah.
And like when he was hanging on the side, there was some really quite poor stuff around that. But the actual monster effects and the shooting of the monsters was pretty good, actually, I thought.
Yeah.
Costumes were solid.
Yeah, I think they redesigned Godzilla again for this film. So
Yeah, he looked really good. I thought this was the one thing about this film that I think delineates it from the others, except maybe King Kong versus Godzilla, maybe Destroy All Monsters, is the action starts pretty early on.
yeah, it kind of opens with Godzilla waking up.
Yeah. Well, they all open with a bit of action often, but then they don't do anything for 40 or 50 minutes. But this didn't mess around too much with that business, did it? I couldn't really follow what was going on with that. That guy was kind of an Indiana Jones. He stole was it a statue?
Yeah.
Like a statuette, and then they said, well, you can go to jail or you can do this for us, and it was another expedition.
Yeah. To Infant Island.
Yeah.
That always goes so well.
Yeah. We see the fairies,
Yeah,
but they're called something different in
They're
this
not
one.
the Shobijin, they're the Cosmos.
Cosmos, the miniature fairies that often go around with Mothra or associated with Mothra were called the Cosmos in this.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of talk about we must please the Cosmos.
Yeah.
I think that sounds weird.
Yeah.
The fighting did start at the 30-minute mark instead of the hour mark, which was great.
Everyone sort of turned up in the same place and everything went nuts.
Yeah.
There was,
Japan got really stomped in this in all sorts of ways.
It had, while they were on Infant Island, they discovered Mothra's egg.
Yeah.
So they started trying to tow that to mainland Japan so they could commercialise it pretty much.
Yeah, we had this egg thing before,
Yeah.
didn't we, in one of the earlier Mothra film? Yeah, so it was that.
But then Godzilla showed up, then Batra showed up.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Mothra. Well, I have to say.
And Mothra hatched, and then Mothra ran away.
Yep. And there's all sorts of shenanigans. There was basically a fight between Godzilla and
Batra.
and then Godzilla and Batra and Mothra, wasn't it?
It was a three-way fight.
Yeah.
For a
well,
bit.
they were
And then
Yeah.
Batra and Mothra started like working together against Godzilla.
Yeah.
So they quite solidly beat the tar out of him with a Ferris wheel for a bit.
Yeah, that was
very funny.
That was funny.
Yeah.
One of my favourite pieces of distraction out of the entire series happened in this, which is I think it was Mothra. It might have been Batra. Mothra as a caterpillar taking out a battleship.
Yeah.
Or a big destroyer. I wasn't quite sure which.
Yeah, it was like that bit was really funny because it was like playing all this really cheerful music as Mothra was just charging through battleships and city buildings.
And they just exploded. They really slapped them badly.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay, getting that wrong. Also, I really like the music in this. The
Yeah.
Mothra refrain sound. I think they re-recorded it. It sounded. Might have been the original, just polished up a bit. It sounded very similar in places, but there was a bit of a refrain I didn't remember, but it might be I just don't remember it. But it sounded really nice. I'll put it at the end of this cast so people can have a
I
listen.
think they probably re-recorded it.
It sounded really crisp and sharp, and it suited the tone. Some of the music was a bit atonal. It was kind of a bit goofy compared to what was going on, but it was kind of fun. I did like this. I like the fact the military really didn't have even a chance with this. They were really they weren't in it at all. They never are. Really,
there is a bit in one of the sort of future films where there's like a discussion on what to do about the Godzilla problem, and the president of Japan just goes, "Why does he always come here?"
A lot of nuclear power stations, obviously. It was good fun. No goofy time travel stories. It was a straight up bitch fight.
Yeah.
Punch up. Really solid entry. Really enjoyed this one. I think these Heisei series is a really solid series. I think I was talking to you about it while we were watching it. It apparently is one of the biggest draws in terms of monster movies in Asia, this film. I think only Jurassic Park did better. And it's like, I think, because there's like absolute amounts and there's like adjusted amounts for inflation.
Yeah.
But I think I also read, this kind of contradicts what I've just said, but I also read that this was the highest grossing of the Godzilla movies outside of King Kong vs. Godzilla.
Wow.
And I think the reason that is, I think King Kong vs. Godzilla took a lot more money outside Asia.
Yeah.
Because King Kong vs. Godzilla works everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just a film of the Godzilla films. It was the one that used to be on the TV the most because kids liked it, and it's good fun. Like I said, this is one of those films where you don't have to hang around ages before stuff happens. And the other two like that are probably King Kong vs. Godzilla and Destroy All Monsters. I think.
Yeah.
It kind of gets right into it pretty much straight away. Solid entry. What would you give this out of 10?
I'd give this about an 8.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 too. I think this is my favourite of the Heisei so far.
Yeah.
Though the last two have been really good too. Good series this. I'm really enjoying it. I can't remember what's next, but
next is Godzilla vs Mechagodzilla 2.
Oh, nice. And that'll be they made one a year, so that'll be 93, I should imagine. I thought there was some Gamma in the 90s. Is that the 2000s?
Yeah, there was a Gamma series as well.
Yeah, but I haven't. All right, well, I can't get hold of those. If I did look around and I couldn't find them anywhere to watch, YouTube or anything. So we'll just have to sit with Godzilla. But if they turn up, we'll throw them into. I mean, the Kaiju we're kind of doing in a chronological order mostly. But if we find any old ones that we kind of watch, we'll just throw them back in, shall we? Just get around to it. I still fancy watching one called Inframan. I hear good things about, which was from the 70s, but I think maybe we might do that towards the end of the Kaijus once we've watched the main Godzilla ones, and Gamera ones as well, if we can find any. That'd be cool. I really enjoyed this. Definitely recommend it. The dubbing was okay as well, wasn't it? Yeah. But the music. What I remember most from this film is a bit like the original Mothra. It's the music's really distinctive and really quite good. Not even cheesy. It's got something about it, that Mothra theme. Both the Godzilla theme was used in this too, though, as well, wasn't it? Which was nice to hear. They had occasional refrains when Godzilla came on. Good film though. Good film. I can't. Funny thing is, literally cannot remember how it ended.
It ended with the revelation that Batra was supposed to go out into space and stop a meteor.
That's right. That was bonkers.
And then Mothra did it instead, and it faded to black as Mothra flew into space.
Yeah, and you never saw it, did you? That's right. That's why I can't remember. It was very...
Though this does lead into one of the backstories for a monster in a couple of films.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, we'll get into that at some point then.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right then. Cool. Okay, so it's bye from us. Bye.
Bye.
時を越えて海を越えて涙 守り神